Reality TV stars on the wrong side of the law this morning as Maurice from Love and Marriage Huntsville is charged with driving under the influence. Investigators say this happened on Saturday. Well, Scott is now out on a $5,000 bond.
You ever notice how the people who look the strongest on the outside often have the most fragile story underneath? Because what just happened between Marsau and Maurice is not just a fight. It's not just a headline. This is years of love, loyalty, rivalry, resentment, and brotherhood crashing into each other all at once. And now, they are both facing arrest. They are both being judged online. And a bond that once seemed unshakable might have finally reached its breaking point. One viral video, one moment that couldn't be taken back, and everything the world thought they knew about the Scott brothers is suddenly up for question. People are choosing sides.
I mentioned depression, and people are talking about, oh my God, it's a big problem running rampant. And here's the reason why it's running rampant, right? It's because we don't know what it really is.
Fans are shocked, and the silence coming from their inner circle. Let's just say that silence is loud. But before everybody jumps to conclusions, before the internet decides who's right, and before this becomes just another piece of messy reality TV history.
This has the potential to be destructive, and I don't want Tisha hearing this through someone else. Kids upstairs. He's like, you guys are taking shots on me. You wait. He's like, you're kicking me when I'm down. He said, I had a little infidelity issue. It was one person. wait.
Okay.
She said, it was one person, but I'm not getting on y'all because y'all had like 20 girlfriends.
Who, you? 20 girlfriends? Oh my God. Wait, what did you say?
Well, you know what? My thought was, when he said it, I'm shocked.
Why would you just let him say that, though?
See, because it's his mouth. He can say what he want to say.
There's something you need to understand. None of this started at that event. The fight was just the explosion. The bomb was built a long time ago. Let's talk about how we got here. When Marsau and Maurice first came onto Love and Marriage Huntsville, they were painted as the image of black excellence. Family. Entrepreneurship. Legacy. Building. Two brothers who were not only building businesses but attempting to rewrite the narrative of black men in reality television. From the beginning, their dynamic had a rhythm. Marsau, outspoken, confident, sometimes brash, always ready to lead from the front. Maurice, calm, measured, thoughtful, like the grounding center of the family. It worked. At least it looked like it did. Fans loved them because they felt real.
That you guys didn't see. However, in the moment that I acted, I was acting to protect the situation, protect my brother from further harm.
They weren't trying to be anybody's idea of perfection. They laughed, they argued, they disagreed, but they always came back to each other. You could tell they grew up leaning on one another. You could feel the brotherhood. You could feel the loyalty. You could see how much they believed in building something together, not just for themselves, but for their families, their children, and everyone watching. Meanwhile, their wives, Letitia and Kimmy, helped give viewers a window into what family life really looked like for them. Cookouts, business brainstorming sessions, kids' activities, date nights, group gatherings. It all felt warm, tight-knit, secure, and for a while, everything was good. Businesses were moving, the show was rising, they were becoming household names. But here's the thing. When you mix family and business, the line between love and rivalry gets thin real fast. And for the Scott brothers, all the little unspoken things they didn't deal with started piling up in the shadows. The disagreements, the different leadership styles. The subtle jabs during interviews, moments of tension that fans noticed but brushed off. Tiny cracks, hairline fractures. No one paid attention to them. Until now. Because what nobody expected was how quickly those quiet cracks would turn into a full collapse. The night of the event was supposed to be positive, a charity fundraiser. A polished public moment, one of those situations where cameras roll, smiles stay tight, and everyone pretends everything is fine even when it's not. But when emotions have been simmering for years, it only takes one spark.
I've been around Martell and her. I didn't see their interactions. So I didn't see she makes me feel this way or whatever, right? In that situation, I told Martell, bro, this is not it. Going forward, I'm not leaving a party because somebody's cheating. No, I'm not.
So do you come home and then call the person that's getting cheated on?
No, you'll never hear me call somebody and say, hey man, or hey lady, your guy's cheating on you.
I don't disagree. I'm not saying that you would.
Okay.
What I am saying is that you don't sit and be complicit in it as far as finishing out the evening. Because I wouldn't want the person that I'm friends with to think that I think this is okay. Even after the words come out of my mouth, your actions speak louder than words.
I believe that actions speak louder than words as well. And I don't know how many phone calls I've had with Melody and Martell about their situation.
I hear what you're saying, and it doesn't change my opinion.
Yeah, we're at an impasse.
Eyewitnesses say it started like a regular disagreement. No shouting, no chaos, just a tense conversation off to the side. People saw Marsau gesturing, his tone firm. Maurice with that controlled, steady expression he uses whenever he's trying not to react. To most people, it looked like just another brotherly debate. But those who were close, they felt the shift. One person who was there said it was like watching a glass slowly crack, and then suddenly shattered. Voices rose, faces tightened, the calm broke, and in seconds, the tone changed. Someone pulled their phone out. Another person whispered, "Are they serious right now?" Then it got loud. Then it got physical. What the world saw in that viral clip was only the explosion, not the history that caused it. Marsau pushing forward. Maurice stepping in. Security trying to intervene. The crowd gasping. Tables shifting. A drink flying. People yelling for them to stop. And the moment one swing landed, even if it wasn't meant to be a punch, the damage was done. The internet doesn't care about context. Social media doesn't pause to ask what led up to something. One clip hit TikTok, then Instagram, then YouTube, and suddenly everyone had an opinion. The brothers' faces were frozen in the worst moment of their lives, looped over and over and over again, and before either of them could explain anything, law enforcement stepped in. Yes. Both of them were detained. Not one, not just the aggressor, both brothers. Because once it gets physical in public, once there's a scene, once cameras are out and the crowd is watching, it stops being a family argument. It becomes a legal situation. And now, the brothers who built a brand on unity are being discussed like rivals. Their mugshots hit the internet. The comments were brutal, embarrassing, so unprofessional. They threw away everything. Reality TV always ends like this. They should have handled this at home. And the worst ones, their family will never recover from this. But here's the part people don't realize. That fight was not really about business. Not really about ego. Not really about any single situation. It was about years of feeling unheard, years of feeling overshadowed, years of being compared, years of not saying what needed to be said. And when you love somebody that much, when you have history that deep, the betrayal hits harder, the disappointment cuts deeper, the pain feels personal in a way that words cannot explain. This wasn't just a fight. This was heartbreak. Now, the family is caught in the crossfire. Letitia and Kimmy have both dealt with public drama before, but this time hits different. This isn't just show tension. This is their husband's freedom, reputation, and careers on the line. Both women have gone quiet on social media. No comments. No clarifications. No statements trying to calm the fire. And that silence is telling. Because when something rocks the foundation of your home, sometimes the only thing you can do is go still and try to figure out how to breathe again. And then there are the children. No matter how grown, how successful, how famous someone becomes, children always feel the shockwaves. They hear the whispers. They see the posts. They feel the tension. And that kind of impact doesn't fade quickly. the brothers are also now facing business consequences. Brand deals might freeze. New partnerships may stall. Public image could shift, and their future on the show is uncertain. Because here's the reality. Reality TV loves drama, but networks also care about how deep that drama goes. Some fans are calling for them to stay to work it out on camera. Others think stepping back and healing privately is the only way forward. But forgiveness, especially between siblings, is complicated. You can love someone with your whole heart and still not trust them. You can want to fix things and still not know how to take the first step. Will they reconcile? Maybe, but it won't be quick, and it won't be easy, because healing isn't just about apologizing. It's about both people acknowledging what was hurt in the first place. And sometimes, what's broken isn't the relationship. Sometimes, it's the people. But I'll say this, if there is any bond strong enough to survive something like this, it's brotherhood. Not the pretty, picture-perfect kind people post on Instagram. Not the polite kind you see at holiday dinners. I'm talking about the kind built on childhood memories, shared struggles, and promises whispered in rooms nobody else saw. The kind of brotherhood where even when you're furious, you still remember the nights you needed each other. The losses you carried together, the victories that only felt real because the other one was there to witness them. Pain this deep comes from love just as deep. And sometimes, the breaking point is also the beginning of healing. Maybe this was the moment that finally forced them to stop pretending everything was fine. Maybe this was the moment the truth finally had to come out. Maybe this was the price of years of silence. Sometimes the storm happens, so something new can grow after it. And whether the world understands that or not, this is their story to rebuild, not ours to finish. If you want more breakdowns like this, where we go deeper than the headlines and talk about the real emotional story behind the drama, make sure you subscribe, hit like, and turn on notifications.